Welcome. I can't even talk. Sorry. I don't even know where I was going with that. Anyways, what is up, you guys? It is me, Tenshi, and welcome back to Doki Doki. I was trying to say welcome back to Doki Doki, and what is up? It is me, Tenshi. I don't know why I was gonna go way backwards. This game got me all fucked up. So, anyways, let's continue to where we left off, which is like this message that I get. I don't know. I'm still thinking like maybe he picked it up. Like it's a poem that he picked up, but it just says you just unlocked a new poem. So it's like okay, so now I'm reading it and it's like I don't know. Let's continue. We'll figure out later. Oh, I can't believe Sayuri's not there anymore. So sad. Anyways, alright, let's do this. Wonder what happens if I... Oh, they changed it. Alright, so let's see how we're gonna do this. Let's go with Yuri at this point. Determination. Happiness. Oh shit, okay. Contamination. Tragedy. Alright. Anxiety. What's laugh? Okay, her. Inferno. Vitality. Misfortune. Colony. Uncontrollable. Misery. Disoriented. Really vivacious and requited. Beauty. Whoa. That was Sayuri. I only recognized it because it was the bow. Oh my god, what's going on here? Oh, this is so trippy. Okay. Get my voice acting skills back in check. Anyways. Hi again, Tenshi. How you doing, Monica? Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. What the fuck? I just seen that. I looked down to start reading, and then I looked up, and I seen that. Yuri? What the fuck? For real. Zero, if I'm way too ahead of you on this part, and if you see this, watch your back with Yuri, please. Just fair warning, Zero, please. Just watch your back. Something's weird with her. Anyways, thanks for keeping your promise, Tenshi. I hope this isn't too overwhelming or a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. What the fuck? This is getting really fucking weird, you guys. I'm getting chills, like really. I'm telling you, and I'm wearing a sweater. It's so weird. Alright. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you had planned to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Monica, can you move that booty behind, please? You're in front of all this. Natsuki certainly have Why is the music doing that? Unless it has been doing that, or is it just me? It's just so weird. Shouldn't have a big mouth for someone who keeps manga collection in the club room. But this is so weird. Okay, Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Tenshi. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointment glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read? Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that, if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and her eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I'm noticing it right now, and I just looked up. Why is her eye way the fuck out there? It's slowly moving. That is just so creepy. What the fuck? 8-0. Like, for real, you watch this shit, the girl you like is really creepy. Something's up with her, man. I don't like it. I wanted to reread some of it. Yeah, put that eye back. Okay? That was just so fucking weird. It's like doing it again, I think. I feel like it is. Now I'm just tripping. Like, oh my god. What the fuck? Okay, that's just so fucking creepy. Anyways, not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, mm, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. I think that's why her eye went that way. It went to the left. Like, this is so creepy. Like, for real. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. I don't think you should be reading shit like that. Like, really. I have a feeling that something, I don't know why, but something, she's talking about her books that she's like into, like the world of books. So it's just kind of like, I know last with Yuri, when I was reading at first, like when I was into it, I wasn't really much talking about more into it because, like I said, the game looked so, like, it wasn't too bad, you know what I mean? Like, I thought it was just like, okay, keep going, whatever. I knew it was gonna get dark at some point, you know, but holy shit, like, it just threw me off completely that it was just like that, you know. And I like I said, I recognized when Sayuri was like, when I knew Sayuri was gonna die, because just everything just was dark and everything was starting. I was like, I already knew something bad's gonna happen. And they all have their own things. Like I say, like, I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm just overthinking this and maybe like looking into it too much. I mean, I don't know. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to. Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler, but anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. I hope you know. I hope you're talking about the book, because, like I said, last time I was talking to Sayuri, I did not realize a lot of this stuff that was going on with her. Now I'm really getting into reading all this shit into you guys. Some shit's going on, you guys. Not the thing about the limbs. That's kind of, it's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. That's what I'm saying. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Tenshi? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kind of stories, so don't worry. I have a book that's like that, so doesn't mean I'm a psycho though. I just like shit like that. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story is the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway? Damn. Well, I will admit, the world is full of horrible people. Some. 50%. 50. But, damn. We're not all worthless. Like, holy shit. But, Yuri, did you just really just went that far? Wait, what? Then suddenly, what? I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. Dude, did you not just notice what she just said? I'm just saying, man, because when When Zero was going to Yuri's side on his part, none of this shit popped up. I'm just tripping out right now. What's going on? Yeah, I'm like what the fuck? Okay. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets incredibly what? Okay. I kind of forget to pay attention to other people, so I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. I really think you should need to worry. I think you're getting in too much into your books. That just means you're passionate about reading. I don't think it's passion, bro. Cause damn. Mouth is getting dry real quick. By talking. Sucks. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it right. What the fuck? Stop. Just stop. You're tripping me out, man. Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but... What are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright. It's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. So, a little of this stuff is the same kind of, like I said, I'm thinking more into it. A little bit of this stuff is going the same way how what Zero was going through right now, because now I'm going into the part where I'm reading with Yuri. Because I remember a little bit of this part, except none of that, people are worthless and all this shit. Like, and then some moments like that, that did not happen. So, I mean, it's just weird. Is it because Sayori's gone? I don't know. So weird. Why do I have a feeling that... No, I think if for Zero, it was gonna happen the same way. I think Sayori's supposed to go first. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but like... Oh my god, hold up, you guys. Sorry about that. My phone was ringing and I thought it was somebody that I know, but apparently it was a phone call that I have no idea. Maybe I should have answered it right here in front of you guys so you guys could know what I'm capable of doing. Sometimes I piss off the collectors or whatever, so I don't really care about that stuff. Anyways. Like I said, I'm not gonna start talking about what I think right now. I'll start doing that at the end of the video. So, like I said, this is just my way of thinking and what I think. So, anyway, let's just keep going. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just bathing in the... What the fuck? Whoa! You were bathing in what? Why are those words go through so fast? I can't even read. I only can see like a quick glance of it. My, oh, what the fuck, dude? This is trippy. Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean, here, this should work, right? I slide my desk into until it's up against Yuri's. Then hold my book more between the two of them. I can't, like, for some reason I couldn't, like, speak. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. See, I recognize this. Okay, this is so it's a restart. Like basically it's a restart. Okay. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the pages before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. I'm starting to realize a little bit about this. I don't remember if in Peter's part side this happened too or not. People didn't know Peter is it's Zero. So sorry, I've just said his name because I was just like thinking about it now. It's just like I don't remember if we got to this point too or not. What is that? I'm worried. Like, why did she react like that? So I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling all right? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... Am I breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Tenshi? Did something happen just now? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? No, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Uh, shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. What the fuck? Now that I'm thinking about it, on Zero's end, this did not happen. What in the fuck is going on here? I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Okay, and see, now Yuri's not here. So weird. Let's go with Monica. I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in an effort. Hi, Tenshi. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Tenshi. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. And Monica, my poem. Great job, Tenshi. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably as much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. What the fuck? Okay. Like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri, I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. I'm gonna read this just because I might be saying something else. Hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. This is different. See, now I'm gonna be looking more into their poems because they mean something. I think, in a way, because I didn't pay attention to the poems that are writing a lot, but he wasn't looking at me. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Why do I feel like she's talking about Sayuri? Like as if Sayuri is the one that's like saying this. Or maybe it is Monica. I don't know. I'm like, this is so like, I don't know. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gone pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany. Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. It's the same kind of advice, but it's a little, I don't know, I feel like it's different. We'll save Yuri for later. I'm gonna go Natsuki right now. Tenshi, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What, you expected me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about it. Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you that what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. Monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for the rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. I'm constantly, like right now what I'm doing now, I'm constantly looking at the word, but I'm looking up. And I kind of look up first, and then I look at what I'm reading. Because I don't know what's going on like right now. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decide to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Here's Yuri. Here we go. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I just say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What I'm getting so nervous for... Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant... Yuri trails off, unable to find any excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from topic matter and they fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can blame for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri should apologize to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Okay, gotta read this. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the best of line. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Have a feeling it means like to fight back or something. I don't know. It's just... See their word, bathing, right there. She said something about that earlier. I don't know, man. Something's up, man. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Tenshi. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember, the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. So now that I'm thinking about it, like she just explained it right now. Like now that I'm thinking more about how the literature club works. Oh shit, I didn't even see the time. Alright, after... okay. Let's stop talking, I'll probably bring it up right now. Okay. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so I'm just gonna stop it here. I'm just saying because I want to keep going. I don't want to forget the time, and I'll probably be like an hour into it. So, anyways, just so you guys know what I was thinking earlier. See, I knew it. Like I said, what if earlier they're talking about Sayuri because she's gone? Like, I don't know. It just bugs me. Like, what if Sayuri like is gone first because she was the most, I guess you could say, more to not be into this or so. I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with it anymore. As this game is just so like holy crap, like And then right now that I'm reading their poems more and more and everything, and they're even saying it, like it brings their feelings out and emotions, like whatever, anything. And right now Yuri just said it, like it's what happened through their experience or stuff like that. So it's like, what if they're seeing stuff, like it's just like I said, she's bringing up of a ghost. She flickers back, like I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just that's to me. I can't even think now. It's just so crazy. Anyways, hope you guys liked the video. You can hit that like button, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. If you guys haven't yet, hit that notification bell. It'll notify you when I'm streaming or when I put up a new video. So in that case, or with that case, I should say, I don't even know because I can't even talk. I'm just like, my mind's just so like, wow. But anyways, hope to see you guys on the next video. So see you guys later.